1973, and a new Bond film due on this 2-year cycle they had. Connery's gone again. Who's next? Burt Reynolds? Yes, they were thinking about good old Burt again, as we covered in our last video about Diamonds Are Forever, where he was in the running also. But Cubby and Harry went sensible with this one and got a tried and tested actor in Roger Moore. Now, it was on the Persuaders and they told him lose some weight and get that rather foppish hairstyle cut, and he did, and he made his debut in 1973 in Live and Let Die. Now, Roger brings a younger edge to Bond, even though he's older than Sean.
Just testing an old adage. Unlucky at cards.
He looks about 5 years younger, to be honest, and he brings kind of a youthful suaveness, as Roger did throughout his wonderful, wonderful tenure. Now, Roger probably splits the Bond community more than any other actor, even Daniel Craig. I find his films great. I am a fan. I thought Roger was such a warm, lovely man. I really did. In Live and Let Die, he makes his debut, and he's kind of a fully formed Bond, to be honest. He finds his feet fairly quickly. He's ever so slightly stiff compared to later incarnations, but maybe that was Guy Hamilton's direction. Guy Hamilton did return in this, and it's all right. It's all right. I think the iconic moments of the film are better than the film as a whole. I think Yaphet Kotto's great as a villain. David Hedison, for me, is the best Felix Leiter. I read the book again not long ago, and yes, some of the language in the book is very dated, I've got to admit. And it treads carefully, even through the lens of 2024. It's not too problematic a film. Yes, it was made as a response to the blaxploitation era, and I think when Bond follows rather than leaves, it can cause problems, but on this occasion it's quite a lot of fun. I do like Sheriff J.W. Pepper as a bit of balance to it and to ridicule some stereotypical attitudes of the time, so I think it was quite a smart move. Where the film falls down, it looks a bit cheap. It really does. And the stunts are a bit underwhelming. The boat chase goes on for a bit too long. But it's all right. It's all right. Yes, there we go. Some of the best bits of the film ended up in other subsequent films. Sorry, the best bit of the novel ended up in subsequent films. The keel-hauling ended up in For Your Eyes Only. And the incidents with Leiter ends up in License to Kill. So it was a novel that stretched many years beyond the 1973 Eon release of Live and Let Die. So I'm going to first look at it on this Warner Home Videos release from whenever it was, late 80s. There we go, Warner Home Videos. And for this release series, 1989, yeah. For this release series, it's not too bad a transfer. Original poster on it, or a bit of the original poster, which is nice. Yeah, and compared to some of the others in this release format, it's not too bad. Not too bad. It is in 4:3, but the film ratio was reduced a bit for Live and Let Die. It was reduced quite much to a 1:77:1 film ratio, so it was no longer in Panavision, so it went back to a smaller screen size, which is interesting. For some reason I own 2 copies. I think I bought this copy for the DTS surround sound. Again, this is quite a nice release series. Little book inside. Nice picture of Rog. Yeah. Quite a nice drawing there of Rog, Madeline Smith, Mr. Big. That's really nice. Really nice. Never really noticed that. Never really noticed that before. And you know, these are perfectly fine. This is a bit of an upgrade on this. You don't get a card inside it. These Ultimate Edition ones were pretty good. The Blu-ray transfer is even better, and the 4K is, yes. Come on, bring them out. Come on, Barbara. Come on, Michael. Bring them out in 4K Blu-ray. Christmas 2025, maybe. Please do that. So, as with all our films, we're gonna rate them.
There's no sense in getting off half-cocked.
So, out of 7 007s, the mission, the story gets 4. It's alright. It plods a bit in the middle. It gets to the end. Yeah, fine. The bit where Baron Samedi is Kananga. Oh, Baron Samedi. Mr. Big is Kananga. Yeah. What I do like about this is Baron Samedi. I think the supernatural element of this is really interesting. I ran a line, could they bring Baron Samedi back? Well, yeah, because he's undead. He was seen on the train, wasn't he? So I think that could be quite a good kind of. I don't think Jeffrey Old is not the actor who played him is no longer with us, but I think that'd be quite good. Bring Baron Samedi, the undead, back. So I did like the supernatural twists of this. I thought it was quite interesting. And the voodoo element is good. Now the voodoo's got technology in it, and yeah, I did like it. Story meanders along quite nicely.
Do you think you could gift wrap it for me, please? Lengthwise, if you don't mind.
Next, we look at the spectacle. The actual, what does the movie look like? Well, I've said I think it looks a bit cheap. Look, the bathroom where Roger incinerates the snake is probably the ugliest bathroom ever seen on stage. It's probably worse than the avocado bathroom in Still Game. It just looks a bit cheap. The stunts are a bit underwhelming. There's no big set piece in it. And the way Mr. Big, Kananga, is dispatched at the end is one of the worst visual effects in movie history. It's a real stinker. Gadget-wise, a bit light on gadgets. Q's not in it. You have the magnetic watch, which is nice. Yeah, it's quite a gadget-light Bond film, and the bug detection in the hotel rooms. What on earth is that? That must have taken the Pinewood props department an entire hour to knock together. So 3 out of 5 for the spectacle. I don't think it's as visually exciting as other Bond films. It's alright, but I just think it just is a little bit flat looking. Maybe it's the sets, maybe it's the setting in America. I've got to admit, Bond does look funny, dressed immaculately in some kind of like urban hellscape. I thought that was quite funny.
Harold Strutter, CIA. Where were you when I didn't need you?
It's got obvious you weren't coming out front. Not even with that clever disguise you're wearing. White face in Harlem. Good thinking, Bond.
And finally, the music. We're going to talk about the score first, and I think it's quite a poor score. The actual do-do-do-do-do, that's a nice musical motif that runs through it, but the score just, I don't know what George Martin, it's not a John Barry score, and I think George Martin's score misses the point somewhat. Yeah, it trots along quite nicely in the action scenes, but I just think it sounds really dated. It's pre-disco and it sounds really dated, so I'm not keen on the score. However, the theme tune by Paul McCartney is an absolute banger, and it's a classic, and it's an all-time rock classic. So maybe I'm a bit too harsh. You know, it's 7 out of 7, 7 double O's out of 7 for the theme song by McCartney, and probably 2 for the score, which really kind of, it's dated. It really is dated. So I'm not keen on that on the music in this film. As I said, the musical motif, Live and Let Die, is quite nice, but I don't know, it's just, The dramatic scenes kind of great, musically, not good. It's a shame John Barry wasn't available for this one.
Right, stand by.
Much devoid on the Blu-ray release are some animated menus, which I always think were gorgeous. Let's have a look at how Bond was animated for DVD.
My name's Bond. James Bond.
So there we have it, 1973's Live and Let Die. It's alright. As I said, it's probably remembered more for iconic moments in it and being Roger's first than as a whole. The parts are more than the whole, and I think as a film, some of the sequences, the speedboat chase is far too dragged out with no real set piece. It's alright. Roger's great in it. As I said, he finds his feet as Bond pretty quickly, and we're straight out of this into The Man with the Golden Gun, which does split opinion amongst Bond films. And I think it's an interesting film. Man with the Golden Gun is more interesting than Live and Let Die. And the next in this series, sorry I've taken ages, I've taken an eternity. I've been hugely busy at work the last 6 months, so I've hardly had time to make any of these videos, so apologies for that. I am going to try and get through all these Bond films in 2025. I hope. Maybe into 2026. I don't know. But we're also Live and Let Die. If you like it, please subscribe. There's lots of Bond content on our channel, so give us a thumbs up if you like it. If you don't like it, give us a thumbs down. If you're going to comment, it'd be great to hear from you. If you want to comment, think it's a load of rubbish, tell me. I really don't care. I really don't care. Some of the abusive messages I've got off my past reviews on this channel, just delete them. My channel, my choice. And if you're a YouTuber and you get unpleasant comments, delete them. Your channel, your choice. Anyway, there you go. 1973's Live and Let Die. Thanks everybody for watching. I hope to see you again soon.
Secret agent? On whose side?